You're now tuned into pSyk's weekly Nerf dosage.
Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome to episode 117 of pwned. This episode is about Zaurko's 3D printed 6-shot turret for the Hammershot. Wow, that was a mouthful. So, yes, it is this part of the blaster now that you can see in the Hammershot. I have it installed already, and video is all about that. Of course, there's another part to the video, and it's more of like a rant. So, please bear with me because I just haven't ranted in a while. It's just kind of want to let some shit out, you know, so I hope that you guys bear with me. Anyways, let's get on to the main part of the video. Here we go. In a not too distant past, Orange Modworks actually released their old tech gear 6-shot turret for the Hammershot. Now this is an improvement to that. This is of course designed and printed out by Zaurko, and you can see a little marking here. He told me that actually he drew this because he wanted to mark the center part. Anyway, I bought this off of him after he developed his, and originally when I saw the picture of it, I'll just put the picture over here, his installation picture and his completed product, he featured brass barrels, and I thought, if brass can fit, then I could try to use different materials apart from brass, and this is why I ended up with this. Okay, so without further ado, I want to share with you guys the installation video, then later we'll talk about it. Okay, so check it out. Welcome to the installation segment of this video. First of all, the kit comes with 2 parts, and yeah, mine has a funny marking, but it's okay. But anyway, look at the nub over there. This is the Gen 1 version. The Gen 2 actually has 2 nubs, so yeah, it's easier for you to line up. But anyway, it's supposed to line up like this, okay, with the Z logo at the back. This is some 9/16 brass, and you can see that it fits very well, okay, both on the front and the back. So what I did was I got 6 PETG barrels instead. Now each PETG barrel is cut down to about 2 3/4 inches. You guys should just measure it up first before you go ahead and make your cuts, okay? And I just wanted to show you the fit, so check it out. This is the fit of PETG. But it's a bit too loose for streamlines, as you guys can tell already. So what am I gonna do? I got myself some 13mm aluminium, and as you guys can see, holds streamline darts really well. Honestly, it's a bit tight, but yeah, it's good enough for this application. Well, I'm gonna only use 6 of these aluminium stubs, and you can see that I've sanded and flared it out on both ends. One end is a bit more flared out than the other because the one with the wider flare is gonna be on the back of the PETG stub. Alright, and smooth and everything so that darts won't get chewed. Next thing, we're gonna just grab some goop, apply a ring of goop towards the back of the aluminum stub, which is the wider end, and then we're going to insert it into the PETG, just like that. Make sure you wipe off the residue and then let it cure. It should look like this. And we're gonna do the same thing for all 6 barrels. When you're done with all 6 barrels and the goop's all cured, go ahead and install them into the back half of the new turret. Once you're done doing that, grab the front half and align everything nicely, including the nub in the middle, so don't forget about that. Then we're going to try to use your hand and make everything flush first, but you don't want to insert it all the way, and that is because you want to make it as flush as possible. So now what I did was I just managed to find this PVC reducer lying around at home, and I'm going to use it as a sort of a support, but you guys can just use some everyday product or some scrap item that you can find lying around. You don't have to spend extra money for this. Then grab yourself a sturdy flat surface, and in this case I'm using a cutting board. Put it on top of everything, and I got myself a hammer, and I basically tapped everything in place. Now this ensures that the front of the turret is going to be flush and everything is going to sit nicely in place all the way in. Now grab your Hammershot and remove all the screws in your Hammershot, and we are going to open it up. Anyway, beware of this orange piece, don't lose it. Now you want to lift up and remove your old turret. Now this turret that I'm using in this Hammershot is an Orange Modworks turret, but hey, what the heck, right? And the Orange Modworks turret comes with this extra retention pin that the stock one does not. Now this extra retention pin obviously cannot fit into Zaurko's turret, but here's a solution. I found myself an M6 size nut and some vinyl tubing. Just sleeve the vinyl tubing over the M6 nut, and it sits perfectly in place in the turret as well as in the blaster.
So now we're going to test fit everything. Alright? Please take note, this is just a test fit. Okay? Now everything should sit in place nicely if there are no hiccups whatsoever. Yep, that's pretty much good. Now close up the blaster and check the alignment just one more time. Now the next step that I did was I reamed out or smoothened out all the barrels on the back of the turret. As you can see, it's really smooth and won't cut my finger whatsoever. There shouldn't be any cuts at all. Now go ahead and put that back into the blaster one more time and make sure that everything rotates fine. Now, going for a test. As you can see, priming and the auto rotation mechanism works. Now I'm going to go for a firing demonstration using 6 streamlined darts. Once again, just test and see if the rotation has no problems. And here we go. It's kind of cool, right? Like you can see when your dart leaves the barrel and all. I think it's really awesome. But anyway, that's it. We're done with the installation of Zaurko's 3D printed 6-shot turret for the Hammershot. Back to the main part of the video.
Welcome back. Now the difference between what you guys saw in the video and the blaster right now is that I actually installed a spring that sits right here in between the pin and the turret itself. Now this spring actually helps to push the turret a little bit back so that it improves the seal in between the turret and the air release of the plunger. I mean, you guys already know if you've worked with Mavericks and all that, turrets usually have, you know, a little bit of air leak. So this tries to, you know, this basically is me trying to improve that seal by a little bit. And this spring over here is salvaged from one of those little nubs that you have for the Nerf rail connectors, that little spring. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so you guys already know that actually Zaurko used brass, but for me, I went ahead and I used a combination of PETG as well as these 13mm aluminium stubs, and these are only 1 inch long. Alright, now in the video I fired off all 6 darts with no problems using streamlined darts. Now I'm gonna fire off and give you guys a firing demonstration of what we call the ACC nipple darts. Okay, so I'm gonna load the blaster up and then we're gonna fire it off. Now I'm not gonna give you guys an official range test or a proper, aka quote unquote proper demonstration, simply because of a few factors. Now it's not going to be accurate to tell you what kind of ranges I get out of this, because it really depends on your barrel that you choose to, you know, install with this kit, the type of darts that you use, the dart fit, as well as whether or not you have the air restrictors intact or removed, and of course your spring power. So for me, this particular Hammershot is double springed. I have no idea what the spring load is, I just know that it's double springed. I'm using aluminium stubs as well as PETG, which is a loose fit, but it's a good fit if you're using Stefan's, and my air restrictors are still intact. So right now I'm using ACC nipple darts, as you guys know, and I just want to share with you guys that even if when you're loading it and it's not aligned properly, whenever you prime it, it'll align perfectly fine. So here we go, I'm gonna fire off all 6 shots and then we'll talk about more. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry, the dart tip broke. Alright, so all 6 out. Yes, the nipple tips, these are actually the first batch of the ACC nipple darts, and well, feedback is that the nipples tend to break off the foam body. So I've already destroyed 2 just by, you know, this firing demonstration. 1 over there behind the camera and 1 right here. I'm not gonna bother picking it up. So my verdict of this kit is honestly pretty damn awesome. Now if I weigh the pros and cons against the Orange Modworks kit, the only con I would say, and this is totally just personal preference, okay? The con, some of you guys might think so, is that this doesn't look as refined as the Orange Modworks turret. Now personally, I beg to differ. I like this a lot more than the Orange Modworks one. Yes, the Orange Modworks OTech gear turret, no doubt, is sleek, no doubt, it's cool, but the main reason why I didn't like it is because I felt that the color scheme didn't match the blaster at all. It was gunmetal as well as black, but look at this. This is 3D printed with grey filament, and the grey matches this grey over here. Now I went ahead and I chose PETG barrels, and then I used these metal stubs, as you can see, aluminum stubs, and that goes very well with this and this over here, which are the metal kits, metal hammer and metal trigger that came along with the blaster parts or dart blaster kit. Alright, so yeah, I think cosmetics wise this is more on point than Orange Mod Works. It's a personal opinion. At the same time, Orange Mod Works turret forces you to, it automatically deactivates the air restrictor, and that's something that I don't like. So that's another pro and con for you guys to take note of. I like to have the ARs intact, or at least I like to have the choice to choose whether or not I want the ARs or to remove it. If I want to remove the AR, I would have done so earlier already. So this gives me the opportunity, or the choice, basically the option to keep my ARs intact or not. Now, speaking of the air restrictors, I want to share this point with you guys. Originally, when Zaurko was sharing with me about his Hammershot, he told me that he would face a problem when the darts are loaded into the brass barrels, and brass being heavy already. And if he primes it really fast, sometimes the rotation mag would kind of slip and it will go past the air release port. But not far enough that it's not useless. Not far enough that it's useless. It's still within, that seal, so it fires fine. It's just that I realized later on that it could be because he removed the air restrictors. I don't know for sure, but the air restrictor piece is shaped like a spade, or like a sharp edge, like a triangle of sorts, and that helps to hold the barrel in the center whenever you're advancing to the next barrel or the next slot in the turret. And I found that out because originally, you guys saw in my installation video, I just installed the stubs and the PETG. And it was only later on that I went ahead and I reamed out the back to make it smooth. Now, reaming out the back definitely helps you out if you guys are going to perform the rear loading slot mod. But the secondary reason is so that it helps with the advancement of the turret, especially when you have the ARs intact. That is just a little bit of a heads up for you guys. Okay, now Zaurko also makes another 3D printed piece, which is a cover piece if you guys are going ahead to make the reloading slot mod, and I think that that's really sick. But I didn't purchase that this time around. I purchased just this, and this so far is really awesome. The next thing that this has better over the Orange Mod Works kit is that you actually choose your own barrel, of your liking. It could be PETG, it could be 1732 brass, it could be 916 brass, or like for me, a combination of PETG as well as the 13mm aluminum stub. It really depends on which part of the world you reside in and the kind of darts that you're using and the dart fit. Now, for example, for us here in Singapore, I mainly use a lot of streamlines or streamline equivalents, meaning it could be FVJs, it could be nipple darts, but not foam that is as thick as or as wide as Stefan's. So therefore, I went ahead and I used this because the aluminum stubs hold the darts very well. At the same time, I'm using PETG because Stefan foam fits very well in this PETG. So it's a win-win situation for me in my personal opinion. The only downside is that if I use Stefan's, I have to stuff it all the way back so that I would engage or disengage the air restrictors. So it's really entirely up to you. It's just depending on what kind of setup you want for this particular kit. The only downside when you compare this to the Orange Mod Works kit is that you actually have to barrel it yourself. Now, but you guys already seen how simple it was to barrel up, so I don't see why you guys don't want to get this kit. Alright, price point wise, of course, this wins over the Orange Mod Works kit. The Orange Mod Works kit biggest flaw was that we actually waited for a really long time for it to arrive. But this is 3D printed, as well as the fact that Zaurko provides or offers worldwide shipping, so international, anywhere in the world. If you guys are interested, go hit him up. I'll put a link in the video description below. Make sure you check it out. Last but not least, I'll share with you guys, for those of you who actually have holsters made by Narrow Base, this fits perfectly, as you guys can see. It's modeled after the original turret, so there we go. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm so sorry. There we go. It's always quite a firm grip when you holster this thing, and I'm not complaining. It's a good thing. Okay, it's a good thing. If you guys are wondering how you're supposed to actually remove or get a stock pin, no problem. You can check out Zaurko's installation video. Yes, he filmed an installation video on his own, and click the annotation over here to go check it out. But in that, he actually teaches you how to remove the original pin from the stock turret and use it in this setup. Alright, even if you guys don't have access to it, at least you saw my installation and I provided you guys with an alternative. Alright, because for me, I don't have my stock turret. I gave it away to Kevin. Yes, Kevin. It's the Kevin. Alright, so that's my verdict of this. I think it's really awesome. I think Zaurko is doing some really good stuff, and probably I would get the covers for the rear loading slots because I feel like now it's incomplete if I don't have the rear loading slot mod. So I want to go ahead and do that, and it would really aid me if I'm using Stefan's to play with this blaster. So yeah, definitely go check it out. Let's go on to the end of the video. I hope that you guys like this video so far. Thanks once again for watching and sticking all the way throughout. If you like this video, I hope you guys give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I hope you guys consider subscribing to my channel. First of all, if you guys didn't know, I actually was interviewed by none other than J Nerf. So you guys go ahead, show his channel some love. Click the annotation over here to go check out that interview that we did. It was a very fun interview, and we spoke a little bit about anime and stuff, and it was a really good and interesting experience because it was my first time on Google Hangouts. So thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was a real pleasure, and it was really fun talking to you. Despite the time difference, we actually made it work, so I'm very happy about that. Now comes the part where I want to rant. So if you guys don't want to hear me rant, just skip this video, and basically all the important information about this Zaurko's kit is out, done. Now it's just me ranting, okay? So here we go, 3, 2, 1.
It's been brought to my attention, or basically I've noticed this particular behavior about reviewers and review videos, especially, for those Nerf enthusiasts who call themselves modders and post videos online. Now, I'm not pinpointing anyone in particular, but if you get offended by what I'm about to say, then I guess that says quite a lot about yourself. Alright, so yeah, I mean, really honestly, no offense intended whatsoever. It's just me ranting. But if you are offended, well, then maybe it's time for you to do some reflection, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure that a lot of my viewers are wondering why am I, on this whole streak of reviewing products and always doing installation videos and stuff. And that's because, okay, number one, I don't really get stuff for free. I almost never get stuff for free. When it's for free, I always tell you guys, but everything else I pay with my own hard-earned money. Like, for example, this kit, I bought it from Zaurko himself. That is why I didn't get the full thing. He didn't send me anything, and I definitely do not go around asking people, hey, send me your products and I'm going to review. Now, I've heard of stories, and I have actually experienced some YouTube Nerf celebrities actually going around talking to third-party companies that make Nerf accessories, or to these 3D printed accessory designers, telling them, hey, I am so and so, and I have so many subscribers in my channel. Send me your product and I'll review it for you. For me, I understand about the marketing and all. I'm very happy, and this is a side note, but I'm very happy that I've hit 8k subscribers, so really, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. Thank you always for the support. 8,000, never expected that. But I don't go around, messaging people telling them, hey, I'm pSykSG, and I have this much to offer, I'm able to share, to my viewers, and I have about 8,000 subscribers, I can reach out to this market. I don't do that and ask for free stuff. That aside, I personally feel that if you get an item to review, especially if it's for free, you should at least do some research. Have the courtesy, to do some research on the product, before you actually film it. It kind of sucks when someone takes the effort, give you a free product, pay for the shipping and everything, and you receive it, and all they do is open up the box and then you take it out and say, oh, I don't even know what this is for. I'm going to assume that it's this, I'm going to assume that it's that, and you screw everything up. I think it's just not too respectful to the people who are sending you the merchandise. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I've seen videos where people just, open up the box and say, okay, well, yeah, this is it, thank you very much, and this is really cool, and you don't even tell people what it's really about. So that is why I've been, on this whole streak of making sure that I get a product and I install it for you guys so that you can actually see the whole entire installation process. Now, that to me is what I deem as a proper review. Whether or not I buy the item or whether or not I've been given the item, I feel that it's only fair. For example, Gavin's shotgun grip. I paid for it. Ask him. He'll tell you the truth. For this, Zaurko's kit, I paid for it. For the exhaust, for example, I put down my hard-earned money. It was 510 Singapore dollars, and it was just a shell. And even though, I had to make modifications to it, I told you guys about it. And even though I don't even use it anymore, I also told you guys about it, to give you guys a fair review. That is what I feel is a full review. Like, for example, the previous few videos was all installation videos. This is also an installation video. I tell you guys what the kit comes with, and what it doesn't come with, the pros and cons, and like, for example, this, I gave you guys my solution to a missing peg on the front. So, if you pride yourself as a modder, mod your own kit. That's my second point. Don't go around telling people, hey, send me a finished product. It's not cool because it's already a finished product. You don't even share with people the installation process. You just show the end product and, you know, customers just look at it and go, wow, that's really cool, but I don't even know how to do that. So I'm giving you guys videos whereby you can buy a product and you can also refer to the video. Whether or not the seller themselves have an installation video, at least you can refer back to this video since you're already subscribed to it, or you've already seen this video and went ahead and bought the product. But at least you can refer back to the installation video, and you guys can throw me questions, and whatever I'm able to answer, I will. You guys already know I do my best to answer all the comments or any questions that you guys have, you know, to the best of my ability. So that is basically my rant. I really hope that as modders, as YouTubers, you guys will do these companies, you know, a favor in return. For them giving you their product for free, I hope that you at least do some research about it, find out what it is for, give accurate information, and also perform an installation so that you can share with people what it's all about. I feel that it's a form of common courtesy that people, you know, I guess it's just a token of appreciation, and in return, not just people know about a product because they come watch my videos. If the information is missing, people still don't know what a product's about. You know what I'm trying to say? So I hope that everyone will be able to work together, because everything goes in a whole circle, right? Products come in, you do a good review, you give it back to the community, and they actually see it, they'll give you more. You know what I'm trying to say? It also helps to push them to create new products, as well as when you give the viewers a full review of everything, they know exactly what to expect. It drives that company's sales higher, and in return, they'll be able to give you even more products. You know what I'm trying to say? Of course, you guys should also be smart about buying products from wherever, and make sure that whatever you buy is value for money. If you guys notice, as of late, a lot of people have been veering away from a certain particular company, and I'll talk about that in another video, but it's really just about value for money. The rise of Taobao and the accessibility of items on Taobao, even not on Taobao but here in my own country, you know, you have really great minds coming out with really great products, and even though it is 3D printed, it's still sturdy and solid as hell. You guys already know. Narrow base is one of them. This thing I've been having for I think close to a year, in fact, or maybe even more than a year. Look at it, it's still solid like a rock, you know? So, I don't understand. Just embrace it, man, just embrace it. Alright, okay, end of rant.
Thank you for watching and thank you for listening to me. I feel a lot better now that I've got all of that off my chest. What's in store? I have more items to review for you guys. I have some really exciting stuff that is coming in, and I cannot wait to share that with you guys. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. Once it arrives, you know I'm gonna immediately get onto it and get a video out. Apart from that, I'm actually making a mod right now, or basically reworking a mod that I bought from Anerfer, and I hope that everything turns out well. I guess that's about it. So thank you so much for listening to me rant, guys, and thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. Remember, if you guys are interested in Zaurko's products, go check out the link in the video description below. Hit him up. He's a really nice guy. He'll answer any questions that you have. You know, if you have like, hey Zaurko, if I buy this and I buy that, you know, what kind of barrel material should I use? Go ahead and ask him. He'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay? So, till the next episode, guys, drills pay the bills and teamwork makes the dream work. And I'll catch you then. Peace!